Hello everyone. My term project is going to be on detecting the license plate number from image processing. So it gets the image of the license plate with the car and everything, and then it crops it and just gets those license plate numbers and letters. So this code, I was originally going to do the ULID Cajun card and just get the UID from it, but I realized doing a license plate is a lot more general and more accessible to more people, and I can get more sample code from it, and it's just overall a more manageable process. So I just wanted to say that this was inspired by this code right here. This is a Code for You Tech YouTube channel, and they also have the codes all right here. I'm going to show you what I did different. So in this first code, they decided to do all the letters, and they did a filled version of the letters also. What mine is different also, they did a matrix to cell array, and I, on the other hand, just did the letters and the numbers and I put them in array and I saved it in a template. Another example is they did, instead of doing, there's multiple methods to get the edges. The way I did it was pre-wit instead of Sobel, and I did not do the I am dilate, I'm fill, I'm road. None of those did I use. And then also, when they play the video, they get the individual images of each of the numbers, where I just get the whole image of the number and it displays in the command window. Now I am going to show you all the files that I have made up. So first I'm going to show you, these are all the numbers and letters of images. Those will be my template images. This will help compare those numbers and letters to the input image, so the images of the license plates. This images folder is going to help. These are the sample inputs, so anybody can put their picture of their license plate and it'll read it. The next one is matrix. This matrix MATLAB code is going to read those from the letter num folder and then save them into the MATLAB memory, which will be my new templates. The next MATLAB code will be letter underscore detection. Letter underscore detection will be a function, a user-defined function that reads the letters and numbers from the input images. So in the images folder with all the cars in it, with the license plates, and it'll find the highest match alphanumeric, and it'll find that and it will detect the index for it. My last MATLAB code will be the license plate MATLAB code. This is the final MATLAB code which processes the image and detects the license plate numbers. It crops, it turns it into a binary image, it does all the things it needs to do to get those numbers. Now I will go to the MATLAB code. First is my matrix. So it uses the imRead function and reads all of the letters and the numbers, and it puts it as what the letters and numbers are, then a BMP image. And then I put the letters into an array, and I put the numbers into an array. And I made that into an array by itself, and then I saved that into the MATLAB memory called new templates. New templates is also in here. It's a .mat, and that is something that we have not used before. My next one is my letter detection. So my letter detection function loads the new template's MATLAB memory, which is from the matrix that we saved. Then it resizes the images so it can be compared with the input images. Then there's a for loop. The for loop then compares those license plate images with every image to get the best match. And core2 is a function that we have not used before. Core2 returns a 2D correlation coefficient of y between those arrays. And then I put z. Z is an empty array right here. I initialized it, and then z is now a new array. And then I did the find function, which is basically able to find the index of the highest matched character, and then I displayed that index, and whatever those indexes are, those indices, I then put it into a if-else loop for all these letters and numbers, and then I put letter E equal to all of those variables. And that is my user-defined function. So next, I'm going to talk about my license underscore plate MATLAB. So first, it reads the input image, so plate 1. There's also plate 2 that we could look at from. And then it converts that RGB image to that true color image to a grayscale image. And then this then be converted. This needs to happen to be converted to a binary image. So that's what the IMBinarize function does. And then I also, to detect the edges, you use edge, and then you have to define what variable you are doing that to, and then what method you are using. So like that guy did for the code for you did Sobel. I did pre-wit. Pre-wit is detecting the horizontal and the vertical edges. This is a method using derivatives and everything. This is just a code that I figured out. I googled, I said what is the best one to use, and they said pre-wit would be the best one to use for this image processing. Now I use the region props function, which is to find the properties. And so first I set the variable name that I'm using for, and then bounding box. Bounding box is the position and size of the smallest box in the region. The area is the actual number of pixels in the region. And image is to image the same size as the bounding box the pixels are on. So whenever the pixels are on, that is the region. When the pixels are off, that is outside of the region. And then I just use this to find the location of the number plate. I used image region, and then I used num_l, which is the length, the number of elements in the array. Then I used another for loop. And then what this step does is it processes the cropped plate. Well, it crops the license plate and then removes the small objects if it's larger or smaller than 500. So it removes those small images from the binary image just to get what we need, which is the license plate. And this just gets the width, and then it shows show the X, which we've used before. This reads the letter. And then my last step, process the crop images and displays the numbers in the image and text format. And then I will show you how it runs. So say if I click run for plate 1, and I also did a sound to say that it was complete. So that's what I did here. It's audio read, complete task, and then sound EY, which we have used before. Now let's say if I did plate 2 and I said run, got the license plate, and it gives me those numbers. And that is it. That is all I have for today. Thank you.